And we return.
We're back.
Somebody hand this some bitch a beer already, huh?
Well, that was well timed, Zako.
Always.
Alright, I'm just gonna try to fully remember where we were. I know we were in the midst of interrogating the one officer.
Yes, we were talking to Huey Rogers, the partner of our Tariq Chopin victim, who claims that Sousuke was the one who did the killing.
Oh yeah, and they were bringing out another witness. That's where we left off. Alright, let's see who they got.
Oh, this is when they found out how the windows worked.
Ah.
Do we need to skip forward some, or are we...
No, this is exactly where we were last time, because
Got
we
it.
literally, we were literally at the end time, so we had to cut it off in the middle, but we were punching back against Emma about the blood splatter on the windows, because Emma didn't know how the windows worked because of how the arcs did it. So AD lined up the windows as if they were closed and confirmed, oh yeah, the blood splatter matches where Kristoff was when he died.
The blood splatter. Looks a lot nicer now, doesn't it?
Yes, thank you, Your Honor.
That is so inappropriate for an adjutant to do.
But it's gotten us all on the same page. We can all reasonably conclude that the windows were closed when Creek was shot, at the very least.
Yes. Though when they were next opened is...
Something you'll fight over, I'm sure. Now, if this ARC's data could just tell me whether the windows are actually soundproof. I doubt the ARCs could simulate that accurately for you, Your Honor. But if we re-examine the scene for that specifically, it should be simple enough to
waste the court's time? Forgive me for repeating myself, Your Honor, but even if we prove conclusively that the windows were soundproof, the defense's argument still hinges entirely on the omission of one detail in the witness's testimony. That's right, they're arguing the soundproofing because of the, how did Chopin hear the shot guns fired? Putting it another way, just because he didn't hear the music, that doesn't mean he couldn't hear the music because the soundproof windows were closed.
devil's proof.
Yes, and you actually used it right this time.
Did my reading.
She effectively concedes that the windows were soundproofed, but she's also shifted tactics and it's a formation I don't recognize. That's to be expected, I'm no general. But I don't need Makoto here to tell me that war is deception. And to further misquote Sun Tzu. So, how about a little misdirection? Listen up, Sarah. The important thing about the devil's proof is that it's always on our side.
The side of underdogs, lovers, and dreamers the world round.
The side of the defense, innocent until proven guilty. That's what makes the devil so infuriating for the prosecution. The people make a fair point, Your Honor. There really isn't any hard evidence for my fleeing suspect theory at the moment. But the people haven't disproven it either, have they? I forget the exact details, Your Honor, but all we need is a shadow of a doubt, right?
to overturn 5 dead bodies. The testimonies of 3 cops. In a room soaked to the floorboards in forensic evidence?
Yeah.
Finwoo. I'm sure I butchered that, but French is not my specialty. Have you lost your mind? Are you trying to piss everyone here? Piss off everyone here?
Yes. Come on, you don't hate my theory that much, do you?
I'm warming up to it.
Then I'll stick to the facts for now. At the time Rajesh Chopin arrived, the front door was locked. The music was still playing at the scene of the crime, even if Rajesh didn't notice it until stepping inside. And at the moment Creek was shot, at least we can be certain of the soundproof windows behind him were closed.
Yes, those are the facts. Why are you restating them?
Because that's something that's been bothering me. If we accept these as the facts, one part of the Honorable Officer Rajesh' testimony makes no sense.
Let's see here. Earth shotguns, low awards, headed towards the sound. I feel like that's it. Lock broken. Doesn't seem relevant. Second floor, Chopin heard noise. Chopin went third. Roger stayed on second. No, because they were inside the building, so it wouldn't be soundproof. Heard thud? No. Stabbed him back with katana. I think it's Chopin alerted, because how did he hear gunshots if the place was soundproof?
How could these two officers have set off in response to sounds of a gunshot if rooms were deafened at the time the gun was fired?
Now you go there?
Yes, shadow of a doubt.
Oh, crap. Yeah.
Wait, excuse me, what are you talking about?
It's the very first thing you told us, officer. Your partner heard gunshots. But how is that possible?
That's, but he said it. He said it. Even on the radio, he called it in.
True enough. I can see it right here in the police network's database. "9:45 p.m. Officer Tariq Chopin reports shots fired."
So he did, and since we can't ask him to testify, we'll just have to take him at his word. But just to clarify, Officer Rogers, are you saying you never heard any gunshots yourself?
Well, I didn't have my head out the window like him, so...
So that's what you're trained to do, isn't it? Report anything you see or hear across the network?
Well, one report is usually sufficient.
But confirmation is always ideal, right? Yes or no, Officer Rogers?
I never heard any gunshots. Hang on, are you really?
So you never heard a peep, but your partner, he somehow managed to waltz you both over to exactly where 4 vicious murders had been committed before anyone else got there.
I just drove where he pointed, so... Counselor? You need to be very careful here.
Thank you for your concern, Miss Rockford. But don't forget, I hate losing.
Pardon?
I said, but don't forget to direct your comments to the bench.
You bring that up now?
Every cop in the room already thinks I'm a mob lawyer at this point. Compared to that, mocking the memory of the deceased is small time. Plus, I didn't really like him.
I feel like you're gonna say something shocking here, and I should stop you. But I can't really stop you before you say it, so...
I'm just confused as all, Your Honor. How could Officer Chopin have possibly arrived at the scene of the crime when he couldn't have heard any gunshots? Unless he was asked to come there directly.
Ooh, like he got an Evite?
Exactly. Officer Chopin answered a distress call. From the Blue Bloods.
Uh-oh. Timorte. Tell me, are these her usual tactics? Turning the entire city against her for no discernible reason?
No. Well, the first time we met, she did technically.
Your Honor, the defense is completely out of line.
The gallery is pretty poorly behaved too. You gonna rein this in, or should I?
Allow me. Tariq Chopin was an upstanding officer with no marks on his record. You say he was some kind of blue blood pawn, but he had to break into their building in order to enter. And you have the gall to claim he answered a distress call when there's no panic button, no phone records to suggest one was ever sent?
True.
True. That's all you have to say after posthumously accusing the son of 2 city councilmen of being corrupted by blue blood pocket change?
Well, actually, I would probably point the corruption at his 2 councilman fathers, because let's be honest, he has social government.
Yeah.
It's a fair point. Chopin was the son of 2 city councilmen, and by all accounts a dedicated police officer. He wouldn't work with the Blue Bloods without an unusually strong motive. The kind of thing that would make the headlines.
What are you...
Oh boy.
Oh no. We have to
Let's
remember the articles.
go.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I think I remember this. Because I did have to read them.
Wait a
Let's
second.
see
One
what
of the first
we...
things we read was about the having to increase all police support for the election that was already won.
Okay, there was that, and let's see what our other options are. Yeah, the Witch of the West serial bombings involving student debt. The political convention, that's the one you were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
The helium fuel that the guy is trying to make a public thing. Public schools and acid snow remaining renovating Atlas pillars.
Was either the serial
Oh, was that it?
bombings- Oh, yeah. Only 4.
If I remember right, can you pull up your phone?
Yep. Do articles.
Serial bomb. Okay, thank God they only have the 4. I doubt this is relevant, but just speeding through, yada 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 yada. Witch of the West. Here's the targeted data infrastructure. Yeah, this isn't it.
So yeah, I think it's gonna be a convention.
Next month, the City Hall convention before securing his nomination, but when broadcast, yada yada yada. Already approved record high monthly budget. Heartbreak was bad enough while we're hearing that cops are dying in lower wards. So yeah, might be relevant. Our contract forces.
Oh,
City
here we
Council
go.
Declined comment and reached out to them and asked whether they would be issuing a request for proposals of such services. Total city population expected to swell next month as national political spotlight draws lobbyists, delegates, political action committees, and voters. Okay. So this is a front runner right now, but just to be safe, let's double check the others. The helium fuel. Oh, we already did the bombing.
Oh, okay.
The fuel. This one, like the bombing, I think is too big scale to involve anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the ballot propositions? With elections coming up, a number of measures for public works, Proposition 4362, petition for City Council of cost analysis, sponsored by R.N. Houston Myers. All education has been handled through private institutions, typically associated with corporate benefactors. City Council commissioned a study to evaluate costs in public schooling. Oh, wait. Funding of Atlas Pillar Rejuvenation Project, sponsored by Chopin, Howe Industries
Howe.
Wickham. Yeah. Voting aye on the measure will direct City Council funding to fund the renovation and reinforcement of multiple Atlas pillars around the lower wards. Okay, it's this one.
All right, just checking out all the other stuff before we go through.
Reducing unemployment. None of the argued against the artificial reality of the canopy's need for additional structural reinforcement.
Oh yeah, because they're trying to clean up the lower wards. All right.
Yep. So it is the last one, ballot measures. Max that shit out, baby. That's fine.
Officer Chopin never compromised his well-documented morals for anything less than an earth-shaking opportunity.
Yes, counselor, but his family is very well off. What could this earth-shaking opportunity possibly have been?
How about a donation to his parents?
What?
Sidebar for a moment.
What?
How are you all thinking about voting?
Don't get me started. I'm a political junkie.
You would be. What are you...
Sorry, on the ballot measures, specifically.
Uh-huh.
Am I the only one who sweats over this stuff? Maybe it's old-fashioned, but I was hoping to hear some diverse, nuanced opinions on Proposition 492.
Morgan expecting a calm political debate.
Yeah, right.
Wait, but that's the...
Funding of Atlas Pillar Rejuvenation Projects. I think it's a nice idea. Bringing prosperity to the lower wards, literal stability to everyone above them. And of course, the mother of all paydays for anyone lucky enough to own the land it requires.
Wait a minute, you mean...
Yes, like every Yakuza game, it's just about a land scandal.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, you're right. You...
Am I the only one who reads the news anymore? Wasn't counting on this being rhetorical, but... Who on the city council is sponsoring Proposition 492?
Chopin's parents.
One last question, less rhetorical this time. This crime took place at a known blue blood property. So why was this found there?
Let's see. Dark card. That is an item of question. Known only to rich and criminals. Chopin's fingerprints aboard a dark card transaction. Needles. Nope. The red ink. Classified documents.
Hard to copy, use, and destroy.
I think it might be either the dark card or the documents. Can we double check the...
Yeah, I just love this if, like, she only just remembered, oh, that's right, I stole this from Chopin. Because she couldn't even remember who she... Oh, actually, no, because she killed this... She got that off someone she killed, so yeah, no, didn't get it off Chopin.
Yep, which is why I'm thinking it might be the documents, but that's just...
Yeah.
We can check what the documents were with the phone.
Okay, Also, hey, Alpha.
Hello!
Hi! Greek data pad, fire escape, magus. Red ink, there it is. Documents found at the scene of the crime apparently contain confidential information of high value. Page 21. Illers required for expansion of eminent domain.
Yeah.
403, re-election of Councilman Long to push, referred as the lower ward. Proposition 492. Yep.
Yep.
It's the red.
Yep.
Highly confidential red ink documents were found underneath Chopin's corpse. They're almost entirely illegible by now, but you can still make out the reference to Proposition 492 right here. That struck me as odd.
Enforcing the canopy. A state construction project that massive in the lower wards would mean...
Hooray! I did the thing!
Sorry, I had to wait for the perfectly timed alert right there. Even the police can't keep a crime scene secure down there unless they're willing to play ball with the Blues.
It'd have to get past the Blue Bloods.
Or through them, with open arms and firm handshakes.
Just what the hell are you trying to say? Counselor Morgan, if you...
Sorry, wasn't sure I actually had to spell it out, but it certainly looks like... Patrol Officer Tariq Chopin was working with the Blue Blood Mafia to defraud the city.
Uh-oh.
Gekido. She said it.
She said that.
What did you just say? Are you trying to piss off every cop and every politician in the city?
Sorry, I'll gladly retract my statement. That is, as soon as any cop or politician or prosecutor can explain to the court how Tariq Chopin was able to arrive at the crime scene that night, when we all know damn well he never heard any gunshots.
It is a bit of a pickle. What do you got for us, witness?
What? I don't know. You had good ears or something. Or good intuition or whatever. Your Honor, the simplest explanation is that Officer Chopin was tipped off by a CI that he neglected to inform his partner about. Hey, Chopin wasn't!
A patrol officer with secret criminal informants that he'd hide from his own partner. That sounds horribly corrupt. And you called my comments inflammatory.
Corrupt? Oh, you've got brass, all right. That's real rich coming from a mob lawyer defending the Hound of Arcadia.
Uh-oh.
Your Honor, the witness' last statement?
Was a regrettable slip of the tongue. Frankly, his entire testimony has been less than ideal, and so...
I'd already snipped the jury's feed, but the crowd.
Seriously? He's the Hound? But isn't the Hound that... cop-killing animals? Knew that whole house stank like shit. Watch what you say about a man's family, you... Or what? You'll stab us in the back, too?
Sousuke?
Please calm down.
And shut up.
Bad apple. Hang the whole house with him. Your Honor, these outbursts in the gallery are not ideal, but we need to focus on preventing... It's not enough you butchered him like that. Animals. You gotta pay his lawyer to spit on his grave, too? At least the Blue Bloods know their place. How dare you, while you pigs were colluding with Blue Bloods to rip off everyone in the lower wards. Better a Blue Blood than the piss running in your veins.
Sarah, hold him.
Pardon?
Stop him from doing anything stupid. Now.
Okay, it was fun, and now you've ruined it. You're all done. This court is now in recess. Bailiffs, clear the room.
It's not enough.
Nah, I'm not done talking. I want to speak.
He broke the first rule.
Mm-hmm.
Tell him, Rogers.
This heat.
Burn the house.
Tension like a haze in the air.
Rip him out by the roots.
And on the back of my neck,
Every last one. Should have taken you out when I had the chance, you...
a bead of sweat and something that feels like... Oh
Uh-oh.
no.
Die, you son of a bitch!
Behind us!
Get down!
What am I reaching for? I don't even have my gun.
Ooh.
Damn.
Nice. 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 But if they killed London, I swear to God.
Oh yeah. That's when we riot.
Hey, are you okay? Are you hit?
Sousuke, I'm not injured.
The danger's gone, the heat of the moment, replaced by the chill of cold sweat on my lower back.
Why did you push me down?
What? What do you mean, why? Why did I...
I take my time turning back to trace the bullet's trajectory. Vaguely, I'm aware of stomping feet as the crowd rushes to the exit, but the sound is far away.
Reflexes. Sorry.
You alright there, ma'am?
I'm fine, Detective. Thank you.
For a moment, I lock eyes with Detective Kasim in London. In that instant, I recognize a nameless flickering across his face, cold and sharp like a frostbite.
Sorry.
Yeah, you're good. In that instant, I recognize a nameless flickering across his face, cold and sharp like a frostbitten furs. Nameless. We don't need a word for it, because we only ever see it once. At the very end.
Oh, I remember this color. Okay. I've taken 60 seconds to yell into a couch pillow, so... maybe now one of you could tell me what the hell happened out there? How did that man manage to get into the courtroom? The building! And with a weapon like whatever the hell that was!
Finger gun. Are you gonna tell me I'm wrong? It was a finger
No.
gun.
No, it's just... It takes a lot of the power out of it.
It's a finger gun! It literally is a gun, and it was his finger.
And in the cyberpunk future, that's no longer like a term of that's no longer a hand sign of endearment. It's a threat.
It's a promise. It's an aggressive stance. It was his own arm, Madam Barrows.
Arrows.
Modded illegally at some literal chop shop. Fully prosthetic, but fairly low tech. It uses a simple air intake system and projectiles made of enamel.
Oh, air gun, damn. Oh, a potato gun in your finger? That's amazing.
Yeah!
Enamel? As in teeth? Where on earth did these people...
Doesn't trigger any metal detectors, looks organic from the outside. But if you're aiming at flesh, it gets the job done.
No metal detectors, all that stand between a crazed gunman and the law of the land?
Typically.
No, Your Honor, we're looking into it now. But we already found some discrepancies in the personal files of the courthouse security team members. Yeah, no shit, because they're cops. Sorry, was that too bold?
Now if you saw what I actually posted on Blue Sky about this case this week.
I'll look in a second.
It's-
I have a cat. I'm sorry, I have a cat on my phone right now.
No,
You're
it's
good.
fine. Since Vaughn mentioned it, I'll read it out for the crowd. In the far-flung
Sure, go for it.
In the far-flung dystopian cyberpunk future, it's good to know cops are still as inept as they are detrimentally insular under any form of oversight or scrutiny. On the other hand, does London have any more soup stories?
Amazing! Well, he probably got his hands on a keycard, lost, bought, or stolen, had it modified to get him in the building.
Would that work?
You know, considering what I know about even just like the security of like the airline industry, I hate to say it, but that is actually like an insider threat thing that they actively talk about, and they have a lot of like let's just say that airports and airlines have a lot of like really intense security measures to guarantee that you're not using somebody else's badge, and there's still like loopholes and issues in that.
Mm-hmm.
Only needs to work once. This time it did. I doubt he expected to leave alive, so... You ask me, we're lucky he's stuck with something more directed instead of an explosive.
This is a nightmare. What am I supposed to do now?
Well, the jury must be horrified. I don't know how we could proceed.
As I recall, the adjutant cut their feed the moment the officer mentioned the Hound of Icaria. So they didn't actually see the shooting. And, by the way, how does a patrol officer know that my client is the lead suspect in that case? Would anyone like to explain that to me?
Well,
So is there nothing for interdepartmental security here?
You'd have to ask organized crimes. But the mood around Rogers has been celebratory. I'd imagine there were plenty of cops eager to describe in detail what he'd achieved by attacking Sousuke red-handed.
Allegedly.
There's no presumption of innocence in station locker rooms and cop bars, counselor.
so the OC department buys Rogers a round of drinks. And 24 hours later, I've got a shooter in my courtroom. Who was he?
The shooter's been ID'd as Bowen Bresson, low-level muscle in the Blue Blood Mafia. Priors for possession, dealing, assault.
Attempting to carry out an assassination in a courtroom full of cops is quite the step up. Any connection to Creek's pod?
Meh. Older generation, different part of town. Not exactly thick as thieves.
So trying to execute Sousuke wasn't an act of revenge. He was given orders.
Yes, that's very interesting, but it's a job for the police to handle. Counselor Morgan, I assume you'll be filing for a mistrial?
About that. I feel it's in my client's best interest for the trial to continue.
What? A blue blood gunman just tried to shoot him! But the jury didn't see that. All they know right now is that they've been given a long lunch. You two?
The goal, Your Honor, as I've always understood it, is for a defense attorney to do what's best for their client. Right now, clearly, the Blue Blood Mafia has convinced my client killed 4 of their men. And every cop in the city thinks he killed an Officer Chopin. If he walks on a mistrial, he won't be able to walk down the street without getting shanked. Sousuke Ikaria doesn't need a mistrial. He needs a media blackout.
I really hate that term. She's right, Your Honor. If the story spreads that the Blue Bloods tried to assassinate Sousuke, every juror in the city will assume he's guilty. We won't be able to find anyone over the age of 10 who hasn't heard of him. Let alone put together 12 unbiased peers to judge him. Even if that's true, and even if it's possible, what you're asking for is... Detective, is the building still in lockdown?
Standard procedure says to keep it that way for another half hour.
We would have to... The stands were full of police officers, and any one of them could...
Ambulance chasers will pay prime for a story this rich. Someone's gonna break rank.
I'm surprised he's using ambulance chaser here for reporters instead of lawyers. We don't need the blackout to last forever. We just need it to be intimidating enough that the story doesn't leak until the trial's over.
Which will be when, exactly? We could finish tomorrow. There aren't that many witnesses left on the docket. Finished? Tomorrow?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ugh. Fine. Yes, we'll have a blackout. A big, scary old blackout, like we're the shadowy masters of the universe. Hey, don't bring Jared Leto into this. Happy?
Perfectly.
Thank you, Your Honor. Detective, follow me. You'll need my authorization to activate the building's blanket protocols.
Right behind you, ma'am.
Surprised to be arguing for the same thing as you, for once.
Thanks for not gagging for the effort.
Any other defense attorney in this city would have taken the mistrial. Dumped the Hound of Icaria on some other idiot's doorstep and cashed their check.
Some other idiot, huh?
Or is it that you can't dump him? You under house arrest already?
I haven't felt threatened by them.
That could change fast if you fail them.
House Icaria are high society, haven't you heard? And I'm beneath their notice. I don't think they'd bother to axe me just for underperforming.
Sounds like exactly the kind of thing that high society types would do. Going this far for your client, though.
You know me. Defender of the weak, champion of the downtrodden. I'd go through a lot more than this to keep my face out of the papers. Hopefully, when the story does eventually leak, the focus should be entirely on Sousuke. But if this means people start to recognize me, remembering me, Bowen Bresson will be glad London did him in one. I twist the knife slow as a second. I twist the knife slow as a second hand if he's. You okay?
Huh? Compared to you, I guess not. I've never seen anyone get shot before.
Oh. Right. I should have been masking that. Sorry.
No, I'm sorry. That was... Maybe I'm feeling jealous. I spent all this time poring over crime scenes and diagrams. Trying to get inside the head of a heartbreak of all people, and maybe I get into my head that I'm some kind of unfeeling badass. Just to freeze up like a deer at the sight of actual violence. I'll need to get over that.
Do you? Do you need to get over it?
I have a responsibility.
A prosecutor isn't a hangman, Emma.
No. If a hangman does their job right, the neck snaps and the subject's dead before pain ever reaches their brain. If I do my job right, Sousuke Ikari spends the rest of his life drooling on himself while Megs haggle over the property rights to his gray matter.
If you feel that bad about it, you could always recommend a lesser sentence.
That's just the thing. I have never felt bad about it at all. Runs in the family.
The way she whispered it, in that half-stuttering sigh. I'm not sure she even heard it herself.
Alright, that should free up your phone from the blanket.
Thank you, Detective London.
You're, welcome, Counselor Morgan? Something I said?
You didn't say anything yesterday about the Hound of Icaria. You didn't say anything yesterday about what the Hound of Icaria really is.
Oh, come on, there's a lot of code names to remember. Would you believe me if I said I didn't put 2 and 2 together?
Maybe I would if I hadn't seen you act as fast back in the courtroom.
That was a lucky shot.
From across the room with crowds moving around him.
Yeah, real lucky.
I know, I'm agreeing with you. Though it would be a lot less lucky if you were, say, already watching him. Did you know?
No, but I'm flattered you think I'm brave enough to stick around for a shooting that I knew would happen.
But you recognized him.
Tickled a spot on the back of my brain, even in disguise. It helped that the guy was fidgeting around all day.
President had been in the courtroom all day. How long had you waited to take a shot?
Did you get a good look at him?
I did not. You shot him very fast.
Damn.
Eyes bloodshot to hell and back, nosebleed, flushed extremities. He was high as a drone. Probably metahexphenolin, considering how well the Blue Bloods have done pushing it.
Metahex Nirvana. The party drug that college kids are huffing.
It's been a long time since I was in college. I guess it could be good for a party in small doses. I'm hypothesizing here. Don't take this out of context.
Ooh, London was a party boy.
Sure.
But at higher doses? A couple of months ago, I saw this guy stumbling around around one of the open markets. Eyes dilated, mouth moving a block a minute. He knocked over some bicycles, so I cuffed him to the rack, hoping he'd sober up within the hour and I could move on. Took a phone call, and when I looked back, he was trying to chew through the chain. Broke 4 teeth. And he started biting his arm by the time I knocked him out.
Jesus.
Ew.
But anecdotes are cheap, and one bad trip will hardly slow the ball now that it's rolling.
You believe the hype? Think they're gonna legalize it?
Within the next 2 quarters, if you ask me.
What'll happen to the Blue Bloods monopoly?
Up in smoke. Pharma megs and dispensaries of the world will step in to reap the rewards. And the Blue Bloods will have to slink off and cook up some other haze to push. Gray tide rolls on.
The Blue Bloods have legitimate income sources, right? Like Sinus?
Yep, some of them are even pretty profitable, like their host clubs and pink rooms.
So the Blue Bloods can run those businesses just fine. Why can't they stay in control of Nirvana once it's legalized?
There's competition and name recognition and locale and real estate and basically they can't afford it. The buy-in's too steep and everyone past the door likes it that way. Legal drugs are a whole other realm of profitable. Folks like the Acadia do not want to share.
Gee, not even on special occasions.
Well, like I told you, there was that meeting last year, but...
But their play date fell apart.
Hey, what you said back there in court about Prop 492? You really buy that? Tariq Chopin working with the Blue Bloods?
It's quite the unlikely pairing, I'll admit. But that might explain why it ended the way it did.
So, what was the verdict?
The verdict is only handed down after the jury's finished deliberating. That may take...
The show must go on.
And the shooter?
Getting introduced to the accommodations down at the morgue, right about now. He was some blue blood muscle named Bresson. Ring a bell?
As I've said, all these blue bloods are a lot...
He tried to shoot you, Sousuke. And I was standing very close to you when it happened. I'd like a little more detail than that.
I've never met him, never heard of him, that's the truth. But the Bresson family is known to be enforcers for blue blood leadership.
So it's the old guard who wants you dead. Does that make the young bloods an enemy of my enemy?
Didn't you tell me Creek was a young blood? Considering what I'm on trial for, I doubt they're fond of me either.
God damn it, Sousuke. Who doesn't hate your ass? I need to try harder to disregard the nonsense that comes out of the adjunant's mouth. It might be starting to sink in.
Sousuke, you were captured when you could have been ignored. You were tortured when you could have been ransomed. And now these people are trying to kill you in one of the most secure buildings in the city. What are they after?
Why are you at the top of the blue blood shit list? Is it because of...
Last year's meeting, because that's when
Yeah.
everything broke down.
Plus, they also wouldn't have just reminded us of that. Is it because of what happened a year ago?
How do you know about...
What happened a year ago?
A meeting between the old guard and the house, apparently. You were going to work out a deal for the Icarian network to distribute a blue blood product.
Why would we want the basement-cooked swill the Blue Bloods make sold in our storefronts, our pharmacies?
You wouldn't. Not until after Nirvana was not until after Nirvana is legalized. Yes, I figured some stuff out. Stop pouting.
There was a meeting last year, yes. A private meeting that was to be kept strictly confidential. The IFG met with the old guard to discuss the deal. It fell apart Forces were raised, weapons drawn, I was in the shadows, and I stepped in front of a blade from Makoto. The house elders were perturbed afterwards. They feared for Makoto's safety and perhaps felt they had grown overconfident. The hound is a useful tool, but not indispensable. So they ordered me to guard Makoto full time.
Isn't that a great honor, guarding the heir to the headship?
Of course it is.
Then why do you sound like that?
You get points for picking up on it, but you need to learn how to take advantage of it. So your deal fell apart, blood was drawn. I kinda assumed that was par for the course in your world.
It's not unheard of.
So why are the Olgar still trying to kill you and Makoto after a year later?
I don't know. I don't know, Morgan. Because I'm not an old guard.
Is there someone we could talk to who is?
There's always someone. For a price. But if that's how it's gonna go, I'm gonna need a drink first. Mood, Morgan. Here to join? What are you talking about?
Oh, it's
I'm
this
Isaac.
the flashback stuff again. Sorry to disappoint, but I was here first. The net's slow as shit in this wing of the school. No one else comes here if they don't have to, so it's a quiet spot to read. Yeah, it is a detective mystery. So what? Like 5% of the books in the library are. Well, it's not like I own the room. If you want to convene your club meetings here with all your many members, I can't exactly sue you. Especially not since you're going to be some big shot lawyer. Join your club so I won't get evicted? Isn't that like blackmail, counselor? Mutually beneficial, sure. So it's just plain old corruption. You'll do just fine out there in the adult world. Whatever. As long as you don't go around telling people I'm a member, you can put me down. We need to add our phone numbers too? No, I don't actually care.
Something wrong?
Why would you think that something's wrong?
It's very unusual for you to wake up mid-transit. When you decide to nap, you fall asleep very fast and sleep very deeply. Suspiciously so. Sometimes I'll try to wake you, and I could swear you're just pretending.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Besides, you're the one who's been quiet.
I'd been bothering Sousuke, I think, pestering him about catching bullets.
If you were bothering Sousuke, he'd say it. Turn to the side in that bitchy pose of his.
But I can't catch a bullet either. Even though I'm fast, and I can see fast. Sousuke was the one who acted while I just...
Sousuke's trained for that kind of thing. Trained for his whole life, the way he tells it.
Father built me to be strong. I should be able to...
David didn't build you to be anything, Sarah. He didn't even really build you. Just watch you grow.
Do you think I'm still growing? Still developing? Do you think I could get taller?
I was actually gonna make that joke until she got there. I think you shouldn't get your hopes up about that. Come on, you can bounce back faster than that.
I'm sorry. I suppose I am still processing what we saw back in the courtroom.
When Detective London took out the shooter?
I know that Detective London has been a police officer for many years. It stands to reason that he'd act decisively in circumstances where so many lives are at risk. What I'm still thinking about is the man he killed.
Yeah, but there's only so much speculating we can do about his motives until...
I'm not thinking about his motive. I'm thinking about how he is dead.
You haven't been out and about that long. Everything's new to you, even the most ordinary stuff. Guess I figured that includes the extraordinary too.
You've seen violence like that before, then?
Yes, I have.
Seen people die?
Yes, I have.
Seen more people die than most your age? Most lawyers?
Probably a safe bet.
This is a private subject, isn't it?
Death is always private. I'm no exception.
Do people ever get used to it?
I can only speak for myself.
Have you gotten used to it?
Every time is like the first time.
I hope that everyone is like you then.
No, you don't.
It doesn't seem like the kind of thing anyone should get used to.
Sorry to disappoint you then.
Oof.
There are no people like me.
Oof.
Irashai?
Irashai.
To what do I owe the pleasure of hosting my two favorite girls?
Hooray! I did the thing!
One's Sarah, who's the other?
Figment of my imagination, apparently. You want something to drink.
What do you recommend?
I've just got this case of beautiful tawny deep reds from volcanic soil across the sea. Savory and full with notes of cherry and oak.
Sounds delicious.
You just described a tree, down to the dirt.
Well, I would very much like to try it.
Sorry, you're underage.
She's an android.
A very realistic one. What do you say to customers who walk in and see her drinking at the counter?
Irashai?
Two waters, coming right up.
Also, thanks, Vaughn.
You're welcome.
Wait, back up. Your client is the Hound of Icaria.
And I was the last person to find out what that actually means.
Then it should be easy enough to tell whether he did the deed or not. The Hound always leaves a calling card.
So I hear. Is that literal?
Stark white business card laid neatly on the ground with the house's insignia.
Does he bow before presenting it too?
I don't understand why the house would go to such lengths to let the victims know who attacked them.
These nobility types, their whole lives are galas and boardrooms and cocktail parties and wine tastings.
Torture.
where every sentence has a front and back side to it, and every glance is a whole unspoken clause. To them, an unambiguous act of violence is an exclamation point that they can't misconstrue. And the Akari aren't exactly at the top of the Neobility pecking order. Reminding the others that they've still got their fangs is a viable strategy. They know they're outclassed in terms of how many mountains of gold they have.
That doesn't
Yeah,
explain
that doesn't.
why such.
Oh, that's you.
You're good. That doesn't explain why such a supposedly great assassin has gotten made on more than one occasion.
Well, he's probably just doing his job there. If all he needed was to get away with murder, he'd be a poisoner or a sniper. All the major houses love to use body doubles. If he kills a target behind closed doors, their house can just bring out a spare. Or hell, claim the entire thing never happened. But if the hound kills where a house's rivals can see, the damage sticks.
You know a lot about the Neobility, don't you, boss? Are you considered a part of the neo-aristocracy?
Do I look like I got that kind of sway? I don't run a bar in Midtown as a hobby, kid.
Wouldn't know it, looking at how profitable your wine section is.
It'll catch on.
The Hound was a nasty surprise, but the big reveal isn't making anything click for me.
A blue blood assassin trying to mist him mid-trial. I don't get it either, but the blue bloods aren't as rational as they used to be.
Used to be?
I traded with them a good deal when I was younger, and they were richer.
Traded what?
Stock tips.
Oh.
Okay, I just love that the little thing bounced off of Sarah and hit Morgan in the head.
Mm-hmm.
This was before the Ikaria cut them down.
I was a young man hungry to establish myself, and the blue bloods were the biggest game in town. The Rust weren't even a twinkle in some psychopunk's eye back then, and the Icardia cartel were just that. Drug smugglers and dope runners. The blue bloods used them as couriers.
A reversal of fortune.
Could be their names up on opera houses and hospitals all across the city today if...
If what?
If the Ikaria hadn't killed them all.
But didn't they all have allies? Connections?
The morgues were overflowing with cerulean blood. No one wanted anything to do with them.
But they were the victims.
Corporate partners are risk adverse. Political alliances require you to bring something to the table. And when you fall that far, that fast, the common folk assume it happened for a reason.
They thought that the Blue Bloods deserved it just because it happened to them?
All that was left were the old-timers, the grandparents, and the great-uncles, all suddenly without heirs. They recruited latchkeys and orphans during the Red Decade, found family that became first-gens, and then the Youngbloods.
What about the money?
You're starting to sound like a real human.
Some of it, the cash, the gold, the jewels, the Ikaria just stole. But the vast majority of it was held overseas, where it was safe, untouchable, and impossible to get your hands on without the right blood.
Locked behind GFA.
Getting butchered by the Ikaria was a bad beating, but losing that money was unforgivable. Rest of the blue blood mafia around the world will never accept them back into the fold until they recover it. Exile from paradise because they tempted fate with their hubris. Has a certain poetic charm to it, no?
It would have to be a very sobering poem.
Those are the ones you remember, aren't they? Probably why the Blue Bloods are still humming the same old hymns, passing down the same ghost stories and urban legends.
They did seem to be surprisingly superstitious bunch. Crossing their fingers over the red hood and... Hey, what's a little lord?
That's another one. New spin on one of the oldest tales in the book. The Promised Prince. Oops, 1 second, I gotta respond to a message.
All good. Also, I think I'm picking up what Morgan's putting down.
Yeah.
The belief is that exactly one kid survived the fall of the Leagues, one lone heir to all the fortune the Blue Bloods lost. Got spirited away overseas or out west to be raised in secret, and one day he'll come back to reclaim what's rightfully... You know, I'm guessing you've heard this one before.
Is there any truth to it?
Olgard certainly seems to think so. Need to think so. It's probably what keeps them alive. If they can just hold on another 5 years, they'll finally find their heir they've been looking for, and they can rectify decades of embarrassment and shame. Thinking like that is what makes Youngbloods start thinking about maybe the old guard doesn't care what happens to us.
What do they expect? Blood's thicker than water.
The original full expression is thought to be the blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb. That actually suggests that camaraderie between those who fought together is stronger than simply sharing a common relative.
Yeah. Well, if that were actually true, then maybe people wouldn't have amputated the expression centuries ago.
I mean, true. Still, this is 30 years of water, or blood covenant, if you prefer, that we're talking about. Youngbloods give their life to the Mafia, each of them had to choose it over their own family. It's a pretty raw deal to cut him loose just cause some sheltered kid, only valuable for his DNA, decided to show up after all these years.
You think the old guard would throw away the young bloods if it meant reuniting with their little lord?
I know it, and so do the Youngbloods.
That doesn't seem to be a dynamic that incentivizes them to look very hard for this little lord.
No, it incentivizes them to smother the royal bastard. If I assume my client is innocent, that means someone else killed Tariq Chopin. Someone who didn't do it in self-defense.
Tariq Chopin? You mean the son of the city councilman?
Adopted son. His parents are government officials. Even if they're loaded, the Mob Act can't protect all their records. Sarah,
All
look
right,
this guy
that-
up.
Right, that was the thing from last episode where basically the 1% are absolutely protected from having their privacy or records invaded.
Mm-hmm. What do you want to know?
I think adoption's gonna be the one that gives us the coins.
Sure.
I want to know about his adoption.
His fathers adopted him in 2066 after 3 months of visits to gospel home orphanages. A private philanthropic institution that is no longer in business.
Bankrupt or bought out?
Bankrupt.
Damn it. If they'd just gotten swallowed, the parents' company might have kept their records.
The adoption itself was somewhat of an event. There are multiple news articles and photos of it.
Not trying to cast doubt on the realness of their connection, but they wouldn't be career politicians if they let a photo up that good pass them by.
Unless they wanted to draw attention away from who they were adopting and... No, a child showing up quietly in a politician's life looks guilty as sin. They wouldn't let people think... This isn't useful. I can go in circles all day speculating about this. Oh, yeah, now I see. So we can go through education and then lower down to age, because if Chopin was the right age to actually get the, like, money out through the blood sample, then that'd be perfect for him. What was his education?
Tariq Chopin had a law degree.
Also, this is apropos of nothing, but having never heard that name in my life, in the last, like, week and a half since we played, I have seen at least 3 people named Tariq. So weird. Who gets a law degree and then becomes a patrol officer?
The son of a politician. It's not a bad path. If your superiors know you're connected and smart and can recognize when the law is being broken, they'll keep you far away from anything real. You can coast for a year and then move into politics as a veteran of the force who's hard on crime.
London didn't mention he was far too principled to be likable or reliable. If joining up with the police was nothing but a calculated move, that means he had a clear plan for what to do after. And it probably didn't involve defrauding the city in a real estate scheme. How old was he?
His age is listed as 27, but the entry has been edited a number of times. There has been a great deal of back and forth between database contributors in the last 36 hours over the additional and removal of the addition or removal of an asterisk. Seems his original birth certificate was lost.
Well, that's shady as hell.
Only kinda.
Here it comes.
If he was an orphan 27 years ago, that's pretty firmly in the red decade. A lot of paperwork getting lost back then.
That's a kind of way of putting it.
What would be an unkind way of putting it?
The government of the worlds were scrambling. I can think of a few reasons why a cop would get murdered at the scene of a crime like that. But Tariq Chopin wasn't some ordinary cop. The strongest motive that comes to mind is...
But wait, you really think...
You think Chopin was the little lord?
You're the last person I expect to believe in fairy tales, Red.
Can you honestly say it doesn't fit?
If we, for a moment, assume that unicorns and dragons and Tsuchinokos are real...
What do you mean? Tsuchinokos are very well documented. I can show you.
God damn it, Sarah. Then yeah, it's possible Chopin was the little lord.
And if any Youngbloods knew it, they'd want him dead.
To prevent the old guard from abandoning them.
3 thoughts come to mind. 1. This is all guesswork on your part. Even the most zealous Youngblood wouldn't off a guy just because he happened to be about 30 years old and adopted.
I'm glad, because that puts me in a strike zone.
Oh my god, Vaughn, you're rich.
I wish. Please make me a secret Mafia baby. I'll take it.
Okay, that's gotta be the title and the raid message. Secret Mafia baby.
Okay, sure.
Holy shit.
They would have had to seen something they would have had to seen something that at least suggested it.
2. Oh, fuck. My eyes are watering. That got me good. 2. As I recall, the only Youngblood you know of is this Creek guy.
And Creek was dead before Chopin even entered the building.
Clears his name pretty handedly.
The only Youngblood I know.
3. I can think of at least one other group that killed to prevent the little lord from reclaiming his throne.
Calcicadia.
And who better to cut him down than their most loyal rook?
And that would neatly explain why the old guard would be pissed enough to try and kill Sousuke in a courtroom, unfortunately.
Stay positive. Just because the old guard thinks Sousuke killed their precious heir doesn't mean he actually did.
Yeah.
Hey Sarah, go get some footage of me making this next one, from over there in the corner.
Boss?
We'll shoot a promo. I just found this hidden gem where this guy made the best drink ever, that kind of thing. Where it's kind of cheap and fake, but like you're in on the joke and it's not pretending to be genuine.
Boss, with the number of followers Kintsugi has, a video longer than 9 seconds posted at this time of day.
I don't want to hear that depressing shit. We'll cross post or whatever. I love Diamante. Can't design a website worth shit, but he is a businessman.
Does it have to be that corner? The lighting will be bad.
Any corner, just make sure it's from a distance.
From a distance, wouldn't it be better framed if...
It'll look like shaky cam, found footage. It's more legit that way.
My hands do not shake, but I shall try.
Oh yeah, you can't even. Sarah's so like formal and designed that she can't like mimic a human's unsteady hand.
Yep.
I also won't believe with all that talk of like framing and everything else that Sarah would just be like, so I wanted to enroll in film school, so I've already disappointed Morgan once this month. What are you doing?
Making you a drink, obviously.
That's quite the treat. Why?
Because something in my throat. Because we've got some heavy shit to discuss. Starts with ice.
Well, the artist had fun with this.
Yeah. What do we do with crushed ice at Kintsugi, Sarah?
Kick it under the fridge.
Exactly. Rock ice are nothing when you're mixing a cocktail.
Hang on, you taught her that?
There's a drain under there.
Not in my kitchen. When ice melts, it warps the floor, but...
Half a lime, juiced. Pay no attention to the second half I'm using here, Sarah. Red likes it tart. Now you're a lawyer, and you've got a hell of a mind for all this stuff. Egg white. Toss the yolk unless it's a weekend, in which case...
Put it in the bowl in the fridge.
It seems to me like you're approaching this shooter from every angle but the deadly serious one. Orgeat, if a customer says they prefer simple syrup, you let me know and we won't serve them anymore.
Damn.
You need to consider that maybe the shooter wasn't there for Sousuke.
Part of me just wishes they would have thrown in the line, we asked them firmly but politely to leave. I told you they kicked me out after only a few minutes. No one's sitting on an assassin after... Go ahead.
I just noticed this comment from Bubba about our thing with Sarah being steady. Her hands are gyroscopically balanced like a chicken's head.
Oh my god. Yeah.
No, just imagine her whole body like now moving without her hands.
Have you okay, hold on. Have you seen like the higher quality video camera stabilizers?
Yeah, I've seen that shit's freaky.
Yeah, that's her hands.
No one's sitting an assassin after me for that.
Whiskey, black label or higher.
Then shake the hell out of it.
Word of mouth can be deadly down there in the fog. I saw her leaving the building can easily become I saw her running away.
If someone wanted to get to me, a courtroom filled with cops would be a pretty shitty place to choose to do it.
Yeah, but it might have been the only time and place they knew you'd be. Mint for garnish with charred cinnamon for smoky ambiance. Serve immediately.
And it's a real drink, except it's not. It's painted.
A bitter blessing.
Surely with that much lime and it's a sour blessing, no?
You want me to toss it out?
Thank you for the drink. But I'm nobody, Rain. No one's coming to get me. Nobody even knows I exist.
I hope you're right.
I am.
You won't know you're wrong until it's too late.
Also, Morgan, your supposition's already bad because you were a nobody, but still the Ikaria found you to be a defense attorney.
Yeah. So someone knows something.
Yep.
Bottoms up. You get all that, Sarah?
Yes, boss.
Hey, bottoms up is just an expression. You're supposed to sip it, for God's sake.
One last thing also, I don't have a gag reflex. Apparently, Sousuke's captors talked about some kind of huntsman.
If the little lord's an urban legend, Huntsman's a goddamn boogeyman. Orca's shooting his shit around burning tires, trying to make noobs afraid to go off and piss by themselves.
Right, so they're bullshit. I got the same answer elsewhere, but...
Oh, they're very real. Uh-oh.
Pardon?
Huntsmen, not a species native to our shores, thank God, but they're real.
You just said they're boogeymen.
Yeah, and the fact they exist is what makes them so damn scary.
Okay, touche.
Are they some sort of assassin? Like Brisson, the shooter in the courtroom?
Nothing so concrete.
I half expected him to go, there was a shooter in the courtroom.
Huntsmen are virtual shapeshifters. You feel a chill down your spine one night in your own home from work, go to sleep. Wake up at night to a man wearing your own face, choking the life out of you. While he calls your mom from your locked phone across the room in your own voice. But like I said, they're all overseas, in more contested parts of the world where the Blue Bloods are better funded. You wouldn't pay for one of them to come into the country unless you had a really good use case, or a weapon only they could take full advantage of.
Well, just gonna walk out of here when it's ominous. I'll be sure to pass that on to Sousuke.
Why, so Sousuke can start writing his will?
I wouldn't bet against him, so long as he knows what he's up against. Urban legends are missed, but boogeymen are easy to kill.
How do you kill a boogeyman?
Same way I'd kill anyone else. With pleasure.
Damn.
Damn.
Oh, right. I actually need a recommendation from you.
What, kind of recommendation?
A bar, I think, needs to be open tonight.
Oh. What are you looking for?
Well, it's not for me, but... How much do you know about host clubs? I see, we're also getting back to the Yakuza.
I love that the cutaway from that was to a poster of a Catboy.
Yep.
What the hell is that supposed to mean? Just what I said. You can't enter the crime scene until you pass our security clearances. You've gotta be... You're a drug-pushing lowlife. Why would I need your permission to go anywhere? I take offense to that. I've never worked in pharma.
Hon, not the time to be a smartass. Reyes, it'll only take 30 seconds.
You're serious? This is reality. The city's expecting blue bloods to keep a crime scene secure. They're the ones committing the goddamn crimes. Hey, if that's your criteria, half the police force should be disqualified. Or is excessive force not a real crime? Are battered spouses not real victims? Guess assault's only assault when it's a real person on the receiving end.
Damn. Saying this is legitimate. Reyes. All the paperwork's in order and signed by our bosses.
These idiots are walking around barehanded and knocking shit over and leaving trash all over the goddamn place. Should we give them badges while we're at it? Let them investigate crimes too? We already investigate crimes. Do you have any idea how many missing teens there are in the lower wards? No, because we find them. Because we actually give a shit about people who live down here. Oh, and I'm sure your prices are very generous. Better than the parents get a bill from us than a letter of condolences from you. So sorry, man, but he looked suspicious as he was running away.
Han, not helping. Reyes, let's calm down.
Sorry that I'm not calm. We've got actual orcas stomping all over the scene where our cop was murdered. Last I counted, there were 5 bodies upstairs. Are both your eyes broken, or do you just not recognize anyone without a badge as human?
Perhaps we've come at a bad time.
Are you kidding? This is better than cable.
Oh, 80 would be eating the shit out of this.
Oh yeah. I also just realized that, well, I thought it was a flub, but then I thought back, no, Morgan would totally be the person who would try to still use cable in this dystopian future.
Yeah, 100%.
Nothing for it, gotta strike while nothing for it, gotta strike while the iron's hot.
She probably has TiVo, honestly.
Ah!
The iron seems very hot in this instance.
Sorry to interrupt, folks. Don't mind me, I'll just go take another look upstairs.
Now you... Hey, why not? You nearly died once already today. Why not let these orcas give you the tour?
Was that you giving me permission?
No! You and London should both be at a goddamn hospital or whatever, getting debrief. She doesn't need your permission. She has mine. Ma'am, you can go right ahead upstairs. Talk over me again and I'll break your finger. Is that ad recording right now? That sounded like a threat. You want to hear a threat? I'll...
Clearly, this isn't gonna work. So, why don't you head upstairs and wait for Morgan?
I don't take orders from you.
Who do you take orders from? Want me to give them a call?
Ooh.
Let them know that you're going around kicking hornets' nests and scratching your head over why everybody's getting stung.
Whatever. You think you could just walk away after the shit you said? Turn around and...
Take a walk, sunshine.
London, if you think for even one...
I'm not kidding, Farah. Take a walk.
Forget it. You could all go to hell for all I care.
I'm just here.
Oh, for... No, not you.
That was perfectly timed, Saris.
No, it was.
Everybody loves Sarah, except Morgan. Oh, for God's sake.
Sorry about the bad timing.
No, that was gonna blow up no matter what. Situations like this require compromise, and Reyes is uncompromising.
At least you're around to bounce her out. You might be the most compromised cop I've ever met.
That was not a very nice thing to say. And it shows you haven't met that many cops.
I love today's episode.
I half expect Morgan to say, "Why do you think that is, London?"
I'm surprised you're still welcome around here after what happened in the courtroom.
Oh, Bresson? Blue Bloods are a big organization, and Bresson was pretty firmly on the other side. Gals like Han who work in the gray areas might as well live in a different world.
If you say so. I just didn't think the Mafia would allow the death of one of their own to go unanswered.
They sent him into a courtroom packed with police and a modded arm that only had one shot. I don't think they're surprised he didn't make it back.
And he was high as a kite, too, so yeah.
It's the, God, have you... I'm assuming both of you have seen Mad Max.
Not, which one?
Honestly, any of... I was gonna say, but there are plenty of them that involve the one organization where, like, all of the peons get high.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, that's the...
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about. I'm blanking
Yeah,
on the
exactly.
name. Yeah, that is very much the like the similar reference slash like imagery that I kind of low key have from this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little bit, you know, get them high enough so that they can't feel anything, and then just, you know, send them off with explosives. It's fine.
Yeah.
Will Detective Reyes be alright? She seemed angry.
More so than usual.
Yeah, she'll be alright. Blowing up, yelling, cursing, that's nothing. Practically healthy. It's the ones who go quiet you gotta worry about.
Stares at Morgan.
Hooray! I did the thing!
What brings you back here anyway? We're pursuing leads. Sounds serious.
Was that your whole story back in the courtroom? You and Reyes happened to be in the area?
If you don't want to take my word for it, Reyes will tell you the same thing.
No, I'll take your word for it. I hate her.
It doesn't seem like she'd want to talk to Morgan at the moment.
Can you tell me exactly what you two saw when you arrived?
The 10999 went out at about 10:15 p.m., telling us that Chopin's heart had stopped. So we dashed across the street to an elevator. We were descending at 10:17 p.m. when Rogers reported that he was dead. At 10:21 p.m. we approached from the front of the building, saw the door ajar, locked blown in. Then Sunshine and I started clearing the first floor.
You didn't hurry up to the third floor where the dead cop was?
Like I testified, Chopin had flatlined. His own partner had confirmed it with it was no false alarm. We knew we couldn't do anything for him. Rogers had already apprehended the suspect, so SOP is we focus on securing the area and clearing the premises.
Also, make sure no one's going to shoot you in the back.
Yeah.
How level-headed.
So, the officer Rogers we saw in the court today really did take Sousuke down all by himself? Yeah. He charged in and pistol whipped him right on the head.
I assume you found that the first floor was, in fact, clear?
Yeah, all these vaults were empty.
You didn't wait for Cyanus to show up with spare keys? Surprised you didn't throw your back out kicking down doors.
Sunshine helped. Besides, they weren't all locked.
They weren't?
Yeah, I remember that. That one right there was unlocked, room 107. Nothing inside there either, though. Guess the Blue Bloods missed a lock on a nightly roundup or something.
Cyanus has unlocked every door in the building at this point. But when I first walked down this hall, when I walked out the front door later... How'd this hall look then? Anyone go digging into Chopin after my implications earlier today?
Lady Rockford will probably take it seriously, if only to cross it off the list. But other than her, I think you mostly just piss people off. Lucky for you, I was able to convince some techs to confirm your soundproof windows theory, but don't expect to be welcome at City Hall anytime soon.
I'm a lawyer, I'm never welcome at City Hall. Hadn't counted on it. Whatever else he's innocent of, Chopin did get here before anyone else, and no one knows how.
Look, if he really did get some kind of coded message or secret text, there's no trace of it in any comm logs on his personal devices.
Also, Robot, you missed the during courtroom shooting. So yeah, a lot happened this episode. It's been a pretty fun time.
And it didn't come from any of the tech we've examined on site. Have you found any secret passages on the premises? Afraid not, little lady. But maybe you'll have better luck than me.
Secret passages? In what world?
If you do manage to find some kind of silent alarm, I'll be impressed. If you prove that Chopin was dirty, I'll be floored. But even then, how the hell are you gonna convince a jury that anyone other than Sousuke killed him?
It'll be difficult without accounting for 4 dead blue bloods as well. But if you take it all in as one set, starts seeming plausible as an internal issue, don't you think?
What are you? You want to pitch this as the young bloods and old guard going at it? Over what?
The juicy bait that Chopin literally died over. Proposition 492.
And what's there to disagree about? That project would put money in everyone's pockets.
My theory is correct, and Chopin was killed because the young bloods didn't want the old guard abandoning them. The old guard have always hedged their bets on the little lord returning. Does that mean the Redding plans to profit off Prop 492 were a Youngblood conspiracy? Those papers were tucked inside Creek's safe before I arrived.
Well, good hunting. You won't be joining us? Not this time. I gotta go pump the brakes on Sunshine before she finds a bar. Try not to piss off the Blue Bloods with any more wild accusations while I'm gone.
I would never!
Take care. That goes doubly for you, Sparky. What does Sparky mean, by the way? It's a nickname, because you're so bright. But I guess people are always calling you ads whenever they like, huh? Sorry, should have asked first. What do you mean? I'll just call you Sarah.
No!
But it's my nickname. You gave it to me. You can't just take it back. Well, okay then, Sparky.
This is what I get for not giving her enrichment. What the hell? Did you hate spearmint that much?
That is... I would never want to seem ungrateful.
No, Morgan, you give a nickname out of spite. London gave one out of endearment.
We are not the same.
Seems like the smell's starting to fade. Barely even the memory of blood, now that so many feet have trodden through here. Nothing lasts forever. Miss Han?
What? No, I already called you this morning. No, they're not. No, they're not. You're being paranoid. Yes, I'm sure. Yes, I'll call you tonight. Bye.
Caught cheating again.
Didn't mean to interrupt another lover's quarrel.
What? Oh, no, that was... Dementia meds aren't working. They get confused this time of day. Oh.
Sorry.
Forget it. That's what I'm gonna do. Just gonna turn my phone off for a minute and forget. Cute Android, by the way. So, what's up?
There's a couple of ways of going about this, but none of them are surefire. Might as well start out big and see if there's anything to this theory. Do the Blue Bloods use silent alarms?
Yeah, of course.
Thank you for telling us.
Sure.
I'm actually going to need a bit more than that, Miss Han.
It's just Han.
Did Creek have a silent alarm? She's hesitating all of a sudden. Is she unsure for the answer, or did she just give her first answer without thinking about where it would lead?
Nothing like that installed in the building. Arcs would have chewed it up and spat it out by now.
The Arcs is not flawless. It can miss things.
Look, you've seen the level of tech we Blue Bloods have? It's secure, but it ain't subtle.
I'm just
True.
half imagining, like, you know, the button under, like, retail or, like, food counters.
Mm-hmm.
Button.
Definitely pop.
But also, given how we've seen most, like, at least this Blue Blood organization win, I can totally see that somebody hit that with their knee at least 3 times.
And plus,
Either
Creek was...
that- Sorry?
I was just say Creek was like just laying dead next to his desk the whole time. There might be something on there that someone missed.
That's what I was thinking.
An Orca-run security firm won't have quite as much luck hiding the subsystems from the police as David Asher did, Sarah.
But the Arcs can miss things that aren't tech at all.
A silent alarm that's analog.
I was right. Button.
Let me know if you figure that one out.
Button.
Either an alarm is analog and loud or digital and silent.
Button.
They don't mix.
She's defensive, but her logic is sound.
Button.
It gets funnier every time. Approaching it from the other angle, then. How can an analog silent alarm possibly function? A literal alarm, but no one can, but one that can't be heard under normal circumstances.
Button. What a horrible smell in here.
Like a dog whistle.
Or a button. Sorry, I'll shut up.
You once bragged to me about your sense of smell.
I don't think I was bragging.
Could have sworn you puffed your cheeks out at the time. Doesn't matter. If I asked you to sniff something out, could you find it?
Now, what would you like me to look for?
I still don't have a clear picture of what happened after I left, but there's one thing there's one thing that I know should be here that hasn't turned up once yet.
A knife.
Right, I'm the only one who knows about the knife. And while I don't know where it went, I do know it had plenty of blood on it when I last saw it. I want you to smell for blood.
Do you really need me to help you find blood in here?
I'm not asking you to sniff in here. I want you to smell out the window.
I'll try. There aren't many strong smells in this part of the city. But there is something truly unpleasant as well. Something beneath this fire escape.
Okay. Now go fetch!
You could ask nicely.
Wait, Sarah.
Yes.
That's a very old, rusted fire escape. Take the stairs. You're too heavy.
As you command.
Un
En
instant.
instant.
Several minutes later, Sarah returned, looking worse for wear and seemingly in a bad mood. Did the weight comment bother her that much?
Morgan, I do not like digging through trash. It is not a dignified way to investigate.
Digging into people's trash is the basis of all good investigation.
Easy for you to say when you aren't wearing all white.
Did you find something?
Yes.
My knife, and it's charred.
I found it amongst the ashes of a blackened steel drum below the fire escape. It seems to have been the site of a fire.
That sounds familiar. Wasn't there a barrel burning in the alley when I first scoped the place out?
There were signs of a chemical fire retardant being applied to the barrel.
Police must have put the fire out when they first secured the scene. Meaning the knife wasn't in the fire all night, but still.
There does indeed to be blood on this knife. So, how did both the police and scientists miss it?
Their noses aren't as good as yours, evidently.
That is true. But they have drones and dogs for this kind of thing.
Yeah, but they have to actually use them. They'd had no reason to search the vicinity for a bloody knife if they found a sword sticking out of a corpse's midsection.
Shall we ask the police to check for fingerprints?
No, Sarah! Fingerprints are mostly oil and sweat. Fire evaporates them both.
Then...
We have to test and see whose blood is on the knife.
But the DNA is damaged by heat as well.
You know, before DNA analysis, blood had another forensic use.
You mean blood typing?
DNA on the knife might be too damaged, but a modern analytical tools should be able to at least identify a blood typing.
That could work.
Great!
Hmm.
Ready to get started?
Wait.
Pardon?
She's gonna make her lick the knife, isn't she? You were capable of recognizing my DNA, weren't you?
When we first met, yes, but
So why don't you try your hand at analyzing blood types? It's gotta be simpler, right?
it might be, but to analyze the blood on this knife, I would have to use my
Pretend it's a lollipop or something.
it's blood.
Well done, blood. It tastes like beef.
You don't know what human blood tastes like.
Of course I don't. Look, the fire sanitized it. Probably. Just get it over with.
I will reference this incident the next time we discuss raises.
Fine by me, because I'm still not paying you. Because that's never happening. Oh! Oh! I have to make her!
Oh
Oh,
Analyzing flavor profile. Look at her face. What have you got?
no! There is blood from more than one person present. Mostly B negative, I believe, with some AB negative around the tip.
All right. Now I can cross-reference that with the rest of the data I have. Thank you for the report,
Oh yeah,
Sarah.
blood types are in the profiles.
Thank you for the report, Sarah. You've given me a new lead to follow.
Yes.
And you've just made your first forensic contribution to an ongoing criminal investigation. How many androids can say that? Now come on, we've got some boxes to tick. Oh, it's not. Oh, because we're in the arc, so I can't pull up any of our evidence. Okay, so we know where one is. Checking everything. Sword. That.
Oh.
Alright.
Try behind the desk, because that's where Creek was.
So this is where they found Creek's body. He was the only one who didn't die instantly. If anyone had a chance to use a silent alarm. No, he must have been paralyzed in between the time he was shot and his actual expiration.
They weren't paralyzed.
What do you mean?
If they'd been paralyzed, Yumi would have noted that in her autopsy.
That's true. But he just sat there limp the whole time. Didn't even try to move. He was playing dead. Let me think he couldn't move so I wouldn't notice his... Was anything found in his hands? Anything at all?
It doesn't seem like it. They weren't holding something by the time their body got to the morgue.
If he had been holding something but dropped it when he died... Help me look.
For what?
Anything small enough to fit in the palm of your hand.
Button.
You were right!
Aha!
I called it! I called it!
Oh. Depending on how many, like, characters I have when I put up this episode, it'll be Secret Mob Baby / Button. Hang on, what's this? What was that? Did you just jump?
I was merely surprised by that sound.
What sound? I just brushed it against this...
Oh.
This little toy thing. You can hear it.
I can. It's not exactly pleasant on the ears.
Oh, it's a
didn't know
literal
you-
dog whistle.
Yeah, I was about to say, wow, I didn't realize ads could get tinnitus. Could any android hear it, or is this some special feature David gave you?
I'd imagine any android or robot or electronic device with modern features could pick up this tone.
Maybe I should close the window before I test it anymore, and stop torturing all the dogs in the neighborhood.
Oh.
Closing the window would not matter.
Oh?
It's soundproof, though.
But the specific frequency of this tone is not in your audible spectrum to begin with.
Right.
Do you really think that Greek was toying with that nuisance maker in their final moments?
That seems like a good place to stop since we found
Yeah.
the button.
Well,
So
what was the
vindicated.
okay,
Q.
F5 is the quick save. It says right there F5. That's a change. I can also try to do.
You can also do the manual save with Q. That should bring up your phone.
Pressing Q is not doing it. I think because we're technically in our phone, so
Oh, weird.
yeah. So it looks like we just have to quickly get out of the arc. So we've got 3 things to investigate real quick.
Oh, it's the escape for your phone.
Oh, okay. There it is. Okay, cool.
There we go.
All right. Well then, that's the wrong one. Here we go. Well, you guys tell people where they can find you. While I find someone for us to raid.
You can find me at Zakadu everywhere. We're approaching a year of our Gundam card game creation content, so I'm working on something in the background for that. Just need to get some assets. But yeah, that's pretty much me. Streaming will eventually happen. I'm just figuring some shit out.
That's fair. You can find me all over the internet at TixTixel. You can also find me in an hour about doing some more Dungeons and Dragons. We have another episode this weekend of The Lost and the Found. And then we're moving into our usually anticipated schedule next week. I know things are a little up in the air, so things will probably be more evident on the blue sky. That's all I got going.
Yeah, and you've already found me here at twitch.tv/BurnoutVaughn. You can find me on Blue Sky and YouTube at Burnout Vaughn, over on Patreon at Burnout's Bar. This coming week, we've got one more installment of Paper Mario and the Cosmic Cape before Alpha has to go in for his surgery, where we wish him well. And then following that, we have some more of a student's detour through Baldur's Gate, where... Give me a second to try to remember. Oh yeah, we have infiltrated Goblin Fortress, and we have already started just messing with everything, including finding out... that they definitely employed someone from the BDSM community. But with that out of the way, yeah, no. It'll raid some associates of the channel. One guy's Ghostpaw, who I believe is also streaming with one Key Ink Illustrations. So, yeah, I think our raid message is going to be Button.
Yeah.
All right, thank you all for coming out. We will see you again in 2 weeks' time. Thank you. We love you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Boy.